Hello, YouTube. My name is Ashir, and today I've got something special for you. Here is the replay of how I beat very hard survival. So the first thing you know about survival is you got to think outside the box, and you can't play regular stuff. You need to be able to inhibit the AI's ability to hit you at all if you can, and that means air units. Take away the enemy's ability to hit your air units, and then when you have your air units sufficiently high level enough, well, depending on what you're facing, also make some like trash units that you can just throw away. Don't spend any money at the start for the first 2 rounds. Look at what you can get. We're looking for overlords at round 3. And if we're really lucky, we're looking for good upgrade cards in between the rounds. Alright, so nothing really special standing out to me here. Deployment module sounds like a good idea, but it's usually just a waste. So just get the 50 extra. Again, don't spend money on any of these units. These are all just cannon fodder. Just let them die. You get 100% of their resource cost back when they're little survivor. We got senior manufacturing specialist. That's going to be huge for overlords. Well, when these units die, you get 100% of their cost back. So this is like an extra income once they finally die. Immediately put your overlords on round 3 on the flank, and notice their positioning in the middle. I don't think this is super important, but when I get more, having more overlords in the flank is going to be the biggest deciding factor. The AI does not handle being flanked very well, and you need to exploit that because it's going to counter you. Uh, I've been trying this a lot recently, and let me tell you, the amount of just crushing defeats I've had has been astounding. Look, subsidized marksman sounds like a good idea, but it's not. Just skip it. Get money. So does deployment. Waste of time. Just get extra money. You need every scrap you can get of money. So the next thing is armored plating or armor enhancement and field maintenance. This should be pretty standard. These are already level 2 because I either did elite recruitment or I think the game just let me have level 2 from the get-go. So abuse it. And you need these overlords out early so they can start ranking up. Or any carry unit that you have, you need to start leveling them up as soon as you can. Alright, I took range specialist here because overlords seem to do better with the range specialist because they can lock onto some of the more important damaging units, and that'll come into play later on. 2 more overlords, and I put them. These are kind of misplaced. I misplayed this. I should have put these back here, and I still won the game even though I did a misplay. Now, and if your overlords start dying too quickly, too early on, it can be game over from the start of the game. So here I'm just sweating bullets trying to make sure that they at least level up. And I'm trying to level up the most damaged ones first. I think I lose this one at some point. These two upgrades, don't forget about them. I get them early on. I even went into debt right there to upgrade one more Overlord. Unfortunately, I did lose that one permanently, but I did get the money back for it. I also went Mothership this round. So at round 6, I've got a level 3 Overlord, Mothership, and a whole bunch of level 2s. So I'm not in a terrible spot, but it's not quite good enough yet. I went with Speed Specialist because Overlords are slow. I need to get Overlord Artillery as fast as I can, so that way I can just kill ground units faster. The Overlord is kind of slow at killing ground units, or it's kind of slow at killing everything. It packs a lot of damage, but it's just very slow at killing things. It will kill them. It just takes a while. Okay, so I lost that one. It refunded me, and I think it gave me an option to recruit level 3 Overlords, and that's how I got these two over here. Okay, now I do take Wasp Swarm because I know that around 9, 10 can be really nasty, and I want to have something or some trash to just throw at the AI. Or maybe I didn't take it this turn. I take it eventually. I get some Wasps, immediately put the shield upgrade on. And this Overlord, I think, is ready to level up. I ran out of money to try and keep leveling everything up at one point. So I had to wait a turn or two to keep leveling these Overlords. You want to keep your eyes out for units with the charged bullets, I think they're. So basically when they EMP a unit and then it loses all its abilities, one single unit with a disable and this whole strategy just goes out the window. Well, one unit that can actually hit the overlords, that is. I think it did go amp core here. Slapped it onto this overlord, I want to say. This overlord's leveling up really nicely as well. And I'm already out of money trying to level these guys up. I did go overlord artillery because it just you need that to get the clear speed up. You need to be able to chew through these fortresses and get all the juicy experience that a high level fortress can offer, or a couple of them. So that also helps. But there's the charged ammo right there. So at this point, I need to deal as much damage as I can. And that's kind of the other reason to spread out your overlords into the strike zones. You need to deal as much damage as you can when you're fighting them, so that way you can absorb a loss or two. So that wasn't too bad of a loss. Luckily, I didn't take senior attack specialist right there. I skipped because the overlords pack enough damage. They're high enough level that I shouldn't need that specialization. And I'm upgrading. This was on its last legs, its last salvage bar. So obviously level it up or upgrade it. I can afford to lose each overlord one more time before I have to level them. and you might have to think about that is whether you want to level them right now or whether they want to wait around where they can be destroyed one more time. And if you can wait around, if your overlord is like level 1 or 2, you can't afford to wait. You need them to hitting into level 3 and 4 before you can make some those kinds of decisions. So I put 2 units of wasps in the strike zone down at the bottom, just trying to increase the amount of trash that the AI has to clear before they can start working on my overlords. Now the AI is starting to get pretty nasty with the marksman, and they're at this point you're getting some very high level units out there and some key units with the disable on them. And the saving grace of this run is where these two and these two overlords are spaced out, and then the trash. This overlord is just guarding this tower, which I realized was kind of dumb as I was going through this. It's not really helping. I should have had one. I should have 2 more overlords, and I should have put them where those wasps were, where these wasps start out, and that would have made the clear even easier. All right, so photon emission. I believe I take that. And the reason I'm taking that is I want to stop the charged ammo. One one unit of fangs with charged ammo and all of my overlords die. So I'm looking around at all the units right now, looking for that charged ammo. That's why I'm taking so long. And I don't see it anywhere. So then I use that to inform my decisions, leveling everything up, holding on to photon emission and not using it. Oh, that if you have 2 overlords right next to each other, they cover each other with photon emission. I'm gonna have to change up my overlord after this replay. Normally you don't get into this many rounds in multiplayer, so you never really get to try out some really like late game builds. And going all overlords is one of them super late builds that you transition to in multiplayer and just crush the other guy. So the AI has tons of units that hit only ground. I have no ground units. So all these ground units are totally worthless. It's just spending money on them. These are all basically just trash that I have to clear with the overlords so that way I can hit the dangerous units that are going to kill mine, like a melting point. Also, because of the positioning of the overlords right here, the AI does not want to place melting points right underneath them. So it centered the melting point, and usually I would have faced 3 or 4 melting points, and usually they're spread out. But because the overlord threat is so high, the AI does not put melting points down. So it's an AI manipulation as well. That's why you want to flank, because the AI is really feeling the pressure from all these overlords. I took Wasp Swarm here. There's only 16 rounds. I've only got 3 more rounds to go. I just need a way to make more trash. Level 3 Overlord at this point isn't really going to help a ton. I would like to have level 6s all across here and here, or higher. This Overlord's too far away by the time anything happens. So at this point, I'm always spamming enhanced range and enhanced speed. This is really important. So even if I have to skip out on leveling up one of the overlords, it's really important to get those 2 from that left tower. Okay, so now I'm thinking I need any kind of trash. So I put down tank production line. I just need some trash to block for the overlords. Always getting these two every round. And like some of these rounds get close. I upgraded acid on the crawlers. That didn't really help at all at this point, but I thought maybe they could get close enough. They're not high enough level, they don't have enough hit points. So spending that 200 could have been used somewhere else. And I'm always spending down to where I have almost no money left every round. And like the reason this overlord isn't really useful in this position is because these fangs are assault fangs, level 9 assault fangs. And they just run up and smack the tower faster than the overlord can kill them. At least I think they're assault fangs. The AI doesn't show it's picking cards, but or getting upgrades, but there's no way those fangs are moving that fast without the assault upgrade. Oh, and there was a disable in there somewhere. So luckily I did enough damage to absorb that loss. I'm going for photon coating, trying to get immunity to that. This is one of my highest level overlords. Oh wait, this is my highest level. But this one's more important, so I put photon coating on it, trying to give it immunity to uh, charged ammo. And right now I'm looking around, looking for disables, and there's none this wave. But I didn't look at the level 9 overlords that the AI is throwing at me. I didn't realize these were level 9 until one of these overlords popped, and I went, what? But I trade 1 for 1 with a level 9 overlord. Excellent. So I get a little tense right there, but I know that this is the last round. And whether I win or lose, this is the very last round of the game. So going into debt, getting both of these, leveling up your units as high as you can, just spending all your extra abilities. Do it all in the last round. I believe I even upgraded the wasps at least once just to keep them there as extra trash. And now I'm just using the last of my funding to make some more trash units to tank. And I put these in a very standard position behind the tower so they split up, so they draw more aggro because if you notice, there's a couple of melting points on the field. And that one's level 9. And look at where these melting points are placed. They're all in the center. Normally they'd be out here in the back line, but because the overlords are in place, it squishes them all into the center, which makes them very ineffective. Especially because I have trash that are taking their time and attention. And there we have it. Very hard completed. And now I get to go get my butt kicked in Insanity. So if you like the video, leave a like. If you got a comment, question, leave it down below. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you when I beat Insanity.